Hi, everyone. Welcome to this recording on a guided meditation connection with Mictlantecuhtli. If you've never heard of him, he is the Aztec lord of the underworld, lord of death. I call him Mick for short sometimes. I don't know if perhaps there are some of you listening who have worked with him before. Maybe you also call him Mick. But I just felt really called today to do a meditation with him. And around the time I was starting to prepare for this recording, it was 4:44 on my timer, and today is April 4th. I didn't plan that, but it felt significant. So I just wanted to mention that. And also, the battery on my iPad was 22. So yet another four. Really feeling the four energy. For for me, four really feels like a powerful protectant. I'm not sure if that's a word, but I just feel it's like a sign of being protected, of being guided, and watched by my team, the spirits that care about me and that help me to accomplish what I have set out to here on earth. So perhaps you can take it as a sign of that for yourself as well. Or if you have another meaning you have attributed to 444, then you can also use that, of course. So right now it's actually 4:48 that I am now seeing on the clock. So let's get into this session with Mictlantecuhtli. His energy, I feel it as, is dark, is very powerful, and very cold. If you're someone who can sense spirit energy and feel it on your skin, you'll feel it as a cold touch or embrace or like a whisper of breath, like someone breathing on you almost, or slight wind blowing past you. Yeah, you may even, hard to describe it, but you may even, if he is very near to you, you may inhale and suddenly your breath feels like, if you've ever had those glacier mints or things like that, it just feels very cold. Or if you step outside in the cold and breathe in, like he's got a very cold presence, but it's not unfriendly cold. It's kind of hard to describe, but that's definitely one of the things that differentiates him in my mind from some of the other deities I work with. So I work with a few different death deities, and they're not all cold, or at least they don't all present themselves cold to me. I selfishly, I kind of like to work with the ones who feel warmer because I run a bit colder myself as a person. Okay, since I've had a bit of an intro there, I am probably just going to add a little timestamp so that people can skip right to the meditation part of this for those who want to just get right into the session. So I will start the channeling now. For this session, you can go ahead and lay down and close your eyes. I would prefer if you had your eyes closed for this session, he is saying. It will be more effective to connect to him if you do that. So do not use this in a place where you are doing other things or running errands if possible. So as you lay down and close your eyes, you're going to start to feel a cold warmth spread over you. And this cold warmth is going to almost feel like liquid jello, like you're being enshrouded in something, like you're being gifted a mystery. It sort of feels like a question mark. It feels like a wondering. It feels like a sense of belonging. It feels like a sense of knowing. It feels all consuming and tireless and timeless all in one moment. So, this is the energy of Mictlantecuhtli. He is a mighty Aztec warrior, in addition to being the lord of the dead or the underworld. He describes himself often as a warrior to me. He is known for being in a place of rest, but he is very passionate about connecting with those he calls to. He's very passionate about clearing the way for those who follow him, for those who are ready to step into the next phase of their life and burn it all to the ground behind them, whatever they're leaving behind them. His words are going to whisper over you like a caress. He's going to speak to you from deep within, from a place of knowing. You'll speak with him as if you have known him an entire lifetime. This is because he knows all souls, from the beginning of them to the end. It is his job to offer them a place of rest, of respite. He offers shelter. He offers a coldness from the heat of the world. He offers a balm in a world that is seething with poison. He offers a knowingness in a world that is unknown. He offers a stillness in a world that is too loud and too noisy. He lays your hands across your chest and presses them in together. It's almost like you're in a coffin or sarcophagus. You can feel his breath guiding over your shoulder as he lays you there, and he starts to mutter some chants over you. He starts to lay some incense and some balm and holy healing oil all up and down your body. And you notice that your feet have these moccasins on them. They don't have the shoes that you came in with. And you notice the rest of your body is sort of dressed in a tarp, in a strange, restrictive fabric that feels unfamiliar to you. He says this is just to guide you on your journey. As you journey with him and voyage into the underground, the underworld, he will take you to a side of yourself which you have not known before. This is his destiny that he follows through for all souls who visit with him. He takes them across the threshold of knowing into the path of unknown so that it may become known again. All rivers appear mysterious until you fjord them, he says. All pathways seem unknowable until you walk them. And behold, once you've walked the pathway, it is no longer a mystery because your feet have trod there before. So come with me and tread in my realms of mystery that we might come to a place of knowing together. He brings you to a dark tree now. And this tree you see, it's a tree of life, and there is green grass spread all over, and it's as if you're in a dark cavern. And this tree of life has mostly just branches on it, but is filled with ornaments as well that tinkle and sing as the breeze blows through them. It is strange there should be a breeze through here because it is so dark and so mysterious and so cave-like in this area where you can really only see the path in front of you and before you that is illuminated in a large circle. As he places your coffin beneath this tree, you start to meld into the earth. As you are melding into the earth, you feel a stillness creeping into your bones. Ah, you think to yourself, this is where I was always meant to be. This is where I was meant to find me. This is where I am and where I will be and where I will go from to. As you stand up, you notice your body is still lying in the coffin, but the rest of you begins to traverse the ground with him. He smiles. He says, now you may walk the land of the dead with me, because before was your body a hindrance, but now here in the astral with me you can calmly travel and be as I am and walk with me. And he takes your hands and you feel a great joy spread through you. His hands don't chill you now, they thrill you. You feel an excitement, and the coldness that once radiated from him, you now perceive as energy. You perceive it as energy that flows from him and through you, down to your toes, and it makes your whole body shiver and tingle. He smiles. This is where I always wanted you to be, he says softly. This is where I looked for you. This is where I have prepared for you. Behold, you fit right into the mold of where your destiny has shaped you. You are exactly as you should be and where you will be. Come. And he takes your hand and he begins walking you along a path. It's a grassy, mossy path that you are walking on. And now you see that you are barefoot. And as you walk, little sprigs of grass grow up in between the fingers of your toes. And you see him walking there too, and it is the same thing happening, the same phenomenon. He smiles. Listener, why do you think the grass grows where you walk? He asks you. You shake your head, saying that you don't know, but he smiles. I think you do know, bringer of light, he tells you. I think that you do know that deep in your bones, this is a place of rest for you. This is a place where your creativity can pour from you freely at last. This is a place where your bones can reside and become beautiful, much more beautiful than they were inside your body. This is a place where your emptiness is not hollow, but your emptiness is sacred. The emptiness you feel within you becomes a vessel to be filled up with light and with life. Behold, the magic that now pours forth from your eager body is but a demonstration of the talent that lays within you already. It is simply trapped in your carnal cage of a prison and preventing you from unleashing your full beauty in the world. But when you step into the astral space here with me, when you step below into the underground, you can see so much more clearly, can you not? You can feel so much more distinctly. The earth, behold, it vibrates with the thrum of your passion. Behold, your creativity spills forth and fills many rivers of blood and water and milk and honey and any sort of substance that your mind can create it from. Behold, all the talents which lay dormant within you, I now bring them to the surface. I raise them up from the dead and bring them to their reckoning. And now, as you see, dear listener, these talents can pour forth from you in a way that enriches the world around you. Can you see how your energy spilling out into the world around you is not a hindrance to those whose paths you would come across? Can you see now how the grass does not wilt and wither and die beneath you, but it flourishes and is nourished by your life-giving energy? He's pointing to the grass now, and you're seeing how there are swallows in the grass, and there are flowers too. As you can see, listener, there are many beings that are drawn to your light. Be discerning of the shadows your light casts as well, because as long as you have light that is pouring from your being, you will necessarily make a shadow. And he gestures around to this cave environment that you're walking through that is so dark you cannot see on either end, to the right or the front or the below or the back or anything. You can only see the path that you walk on. And he smiles at you because even though it feels like such a great big empty expanse, he says that you have plenty of energy to fill up even such a place as this with your wildest imaginations and creations and beautiful, wonderful surprises. He says, dear listener, I wish for you to kneel down and place your faith in the palms of the earth. I wish you to pour your healing energy into her, and in return, she shall draw forth from you the sickness which ails you. She shall draw forth the roadblocks and the setbacks you've laid upon yourself, that others have laid across your way. And in time, all shall be made rigid and constrained, and then unleashed, so that you may bloom in your fullest potential. Because the moment of tension is the moment just before release. And I sense within you that you are at this moment of potential, which contains within it tension. And he guides you to your knees, and as you place your hands and feet and knees down onto the grass, he places your face into the grass too. And he says, dear listener, you are never above the earth, but you are part of her. Rejoice and behold as you are made well through her healing embrace. And there's a dark sort of light that begins to pour into you from this astral experience, from connecting with Mother Earth through this underground. And you feel the sadness of a generation that was unheard, and you feel the joy of a generation that triumphed, and you feel the sorrow of a nation that never was, and you feel the regret of people that can never be, and yet overall you feel the indomitable human spirit that thrives at the center of it all. Behold, he says, all humans wish to create something which they are not. The urge for creation comes from us not knowing where we are and who we are and what we may be. We see a vision in our mind. We feel a tugging in our soul for something that does not exist yet. This is the birth process of creation. Whenever you reach into yourself and do not know what it is you are searching for, that is the moment of creation, because you have identified that you are indeed searching. And so long as you draw breath, you will always search. You will always know that there is something greater than you longing to be birthed into this world. It could be as small as making a sweater for a puppy. It could be as large as designing a city. It could be as grand as uniting nations. It could be as wonderful as instilling peace. It could be so many things, dear listener, but let it be the thing that is authentically you. I see him placing gold hoop earrings, large gold hoop earrings on your ears, and he's saying to take these as a token of his friendship and his affection for you. He's saying to remember that the light always shines from within you brightest when you cannot see it. Because when we stand in a bright light, all we can see around us is shadow. It is when we are in the shadows that it sometimes feels as though all we are surrounded with is light. He says to practice striding in and out of this darkness and this shadow with the light, and the interplay and the mixing of the two will create beautiful sculptures and masterpieces and works of art within your mind. And then you can bring these creations into the world with full knowing. He says, there is a way that lay undestructed. There is a way that lay unknown. You are to walk this way and destroy it in the process. For when walking through a forest, one cannot help but trample the beautiful grass under feet. One cannot help but to destroy the flowers beneath their touch. One cannot help but to bend the willows to their will. One cannot help but to startle the animals with their cry. But know this, that in destruction comes creation also. For in this disturbance of the land comes a new appreciation for what is yet undisturbed, and for what can be created from the disturbance. A village can arise from the disturbance of a land. A whole world can be created from an accident, from a trampling down. Take care, listener, that your trampling upon this earth does not result in her destruction, but in her co-creation of something with you. Learn to become part of something greater than yourself. Do not regret, do not agonize over the fact that you have consumed in your time on earth, but celebrate the victory of the co-creation now born from your consumption and from your destruction of these things. Create now from a place of knowing. Destroy now from a place of compassion, that in your destruction and your knowing and your creation, you will masterpiece a world more beautiful than you have ever seen. But you cannot create such a world until you know that you are built to destroy. You cannot create such a world until you acknowledge the responsibility that comes from birthing creations. You cannot maintain such an environment until you are willing to shoulder the burden of this responsibility. And I now deem you worthy of burdening yourself with this responsibility. And let it be a great joy, this burden to you, because I think that in time you will come to know yourself even more quickly and better than at times you have in the past. Let my voice echo with you in beautiful, triumphant translation of your losses, your defeats, your victories, your sovereignties. Let all of these things meld and merge together to create you. You are the most beautiful creation you have made yet. Please understand that all of the ways you have destroyed yourself, dear listener, all of the ways you have ruined yourself, that you have changed yourself, modified yourself, created and recreated yourself over and over, this was all part of the beautiful refinement process to create you. And I wish you to know that you are a work of art, that you are beautiful even in your destruction, even in your agony and your death and your living. All aspects of you are intensely beautiful. And now that you can acknowledge this, you can go forward bravely and create once more in a world that seems so filled with destruction. Because now I think you at last understand that creation will always follow what is destroyed to transform into something even more beautiful in its becoming. And I see him plucking you up now, and he is leading you back to this tree of life where your coffin lay. And you have these roses growing between your toes. It's very pretty. They're red roses. I see a deep red violet color tinged with black. And the thorns are pricking you as you walk, but it is bringing forth this beautiful pain and color and bloodshed and vibrancy to your lived experience. I see that this pain as you walk is deepening your appreciation for living. I see that it is filling you with a color you didn't think you had anymore. It is replacing something that was lost within you. And I see the grass blooming so beautifully around you. And there's this cyclical energy and nature to everything happening here. Because even though you are not dead yet, you are coming to understand the cycles of death and rebirth and living that come with being human, and also being something more than human, with being a soul, with being a spirit, with having these beautiful things melded together into this wonderful, crazy, strange human existence that we all get to experience together here on planet Earth. And he's laying you back down now gently into the coffin, and I see you resisting a little bit, but it is time to return back into your mortal vessel and be at peace with the knowing that you have taken so much more from this trip than you have realized, because your subconscious mind has already begun to process the themes of what was seen here, of what was spoken about here, in a more deeper way than you could understand in your conscious mind. And I see you reaching a point of stillness, and this peace washes over you, and he lays back a lid on this coffin, and he buries you back down beneath this tree of life. And when you open your eyes again, you wake up and you're back in your bedroom, and you're staring at the ceiling, and you're thinking to yourself how every night that you go to sleep, you journey down into the underworld, you journey into the astral, you go onto the dream planes, and you travel and traverse many wonderful landscapes and experiences, some of which you may be fortunate enough to remember, others of which you are made to forget, so that you may continue enjoying your journey in the land of the waking without being consciously burdened by the lessons you are working through. And as you waken here and you start to release your hold on the astral body so that you can release and integrate more fully back into your human self, you may feel Mictlantecuhtli's hand on your cheek and your shoulder, a cold, calm brush to let you know that he is here, that he is watching, that he is waiting for you to unveil your next masterpiece, that he supports you in your journey of pain and progress and anguish and triumph. And know that every night you too can journey down to a place of rest and let go, if only for a little while, of the burden of your journey here on earth, so that you can be refreshed and open your eyes again at the start of a new day with greater appreciation and creativity and excitement than you've ever known before.